Greg, can you start off with a big one? Can you give us an update on Seba and what his condition is, and might he play for on Saturday?
Well, we got him back last night. We got him on a plane and got him back immediately, so he's here right now. It's day to day. We're going to get him through sort of his protocol that we try to get him through over a course of a week, which means by hopefully today, latest tomorrow, we'll get him out on the field in the grass and we'll see how he's doing. And obviously, we'll see where we're at come Saturday. Obviously, no understanding too that it's turf, and we'll take the necessary precautions along the way. But today will be pretty telling once he gets back on the trip, just to see if he's feeling like he does every week or if it's any worse this week.
Is the turf, how big of a factor is that in the decision?
Not big. It really comes down to how he feels. If he's feel like he's progressed enough over the course of the week, then that will be the main factor. Otherwise, we're going to approach the next 3 games like they were on any surface. It doesn't matter that we're trying to pick up points.
You have doctors who will give you advice, but it seems odd that you would put your star player on a plane to a game that he's not going to be checked out in Denver. Why would you make him go through that travel if there was a chance of him not playing?
Yeah, I mean, a part of it is the sponsors, the festivities, the things like that. It's Sebastian's first time involved in the league and in an all-star event where a lot of people come together once a year. So as much of it was for him to go and meet people, and I mean, he's been, some would argue, not many, I would think, that he's been the best player in the league probably in the first half of the season, and that's a big deal for the league, and to have him there to meet people and to engage was important for the league's perspective, for sure. I mean, preferably, I would not love to travel guys, but we understand the importance of the event. We took every precaution to get him there and get him back here as quickly as we could. We sent our trainer with him and with Josie to make sure that they were getting their preparation. Ultimately, in the end, the decision is as much our decision with our trainer and our assessments as anyone. It's not like he had to see a very specific doctor. It was more of a timeline and how far he progressed over the couple of days.
So did he fly out Tuesday and come back this morning, or how did that work?
They flew out Tuesday late afternoon, sort of after the training. They were there for Wednesday and then flew out right after the game. So he was back by this morning at pretty early. He slept in today so he could get some rest, and then he's coming in this afternoon to do his protocol.
Can you run us through your roster? You seem to have a lot of people out. Bradley injured, Warner suspended, Haglund is still unavailable.
So, Warner suspended. Haglund is starting to do more physical activity. There was a certain time period because of the surgery and the internal cutting, if you will, that they wanted him to stay off of real strenuous activity. Hopefully he's going to get released on Saturday and it will start building back into the week. Who else? Michael is, as we said, 7 to 10 days. Kind of, hopefully as we get into next week, we can get it to a day-to-day thing, but right now we're looking at 7 to 10 days. Clement is doing better. He's going to start in his back to playing, which means he'll be back in training by Sunday, Monday next week. Trying to think of who else. Ashton is same thing. He's going to be running today. Yesterday biking, no aggravation. I think he says he's feeling good. So our inclination is that he will run today and then start building back into training and probably be ready by Wednesday. That's the hope. Who else am I missing? Luke, the ankle thing, he is not back to full running or anything yet out on the grass, but he's progressing. We have him in whether it's in the pool or in a zero gravity sort of running situation where we can take some weight off of it, but he's continuing to do the fitness protocol and all that stuff. It's just now a matter of cutting and changing direction and hard surface types of stuff.
He's walking wounded.
It's little, it was interesting because it was about 2 weeks ago where we were talking about we were almost 100% back, and then it was bang, bang, guys just start dropping down. I think we should never talk about that again. Jinx ourselves. But, we're getting there. Hopefully, with 3 games this week, we can have enough guys that are coming back and enough guys who can push through the week to do what we need to do.
If Seba is sort of cleared to play, would you even consider resting him? Just because I was looking at it and he's played all 19 games and I think he's played all but 22 minutes.
Yeah.
Have you thought about just managing his time and giving him the day off? And plus you got the game on Wednesday as well.
Yeah, it's definitely always in consideration. I always do that in discussion with those players. I mean, he's an incredibly efficient player. He knows when to put it out, when he doesn't need to make a ridiculous sprint, and so he manages himself appropriately through the course of matches. That's why, for example, a Messi can play 70, 80 games a year because they're just very intelligent about when they move and where they move and how much they move, and it's very, very smart stuff. So I trust him with that as well. So it's usually in collaboration. It's not me just saying you're just going to take the day off. He's a part of that process.
And Altidore, he played last night, so he'd be good to go.
Yeah, he's good. We sent him directly to New England with a trainer who can do work. Again, we wanted to get the work that we wanted to in, and the game popped up on us, and he went. So we sent a trainer. They are going to get their work in New England today, and we'll join up with him tomorrow. But we didn't want him to fly back here and then fly to New England, so because he played a little bit yesterday, so we took that precaution with him.
And Cantara, you've seen enough for him that he's ready to go?
Yeah, his fitness level looks solid. Given his experience, given the fact that we have 3 games this week, I'm not sure yet if he can get through all 3 games. But if we need him, he's available for us. And I think in terms of his sharpness and performance, he looks fine. So at least that's another center back that we have available for us going into what is going to be a long week.
So sorry, Daniel, when you're planning for this week, are you actually thinking 3 games in advance at this stage, or maybe not that far?
Yeah, we're definitely thinking about the 3 games. And whether it's going to be starting or whether it's going to be managing certain guys through substitution or whatnot. Knowing that 2 of them are at home as well is a key thing. We have a short trip here to start the week, and then we're back home for the next 2, which is positive. But we're always taking into consideration the planning of the entire week, and the objective being pick up as many points as we can over these 3 games.
The commissioner yesterday during halftime talked about the league looking at the possibility of bringing in instant replay, video replay. Said nothing's been decided, but it's something that they're looking at, and while there's no timeline, it's something they will want to bring in. What's your feeling on it?
I'm not opposed to it. I think goal line stuff, things that could really impact the outcome of a game, is maybe worth the split second that it might take. The technology's come so far now that you can get an answer so quickly that I think it's reasonable, as long as it doesn't come in a way that it really ruins the flow of a game or any of that. Then I think it's just where we are in the world these days, and we can be right about certain things that sometimes maybe we're not. But yeah, I think it's just a matter of how it's going to be used and the value. But I think it's been valuable in the World Cups or whatever in terms of the goal line technology and whether the ball's over the line or not over the line. But I think human error is part of our game, both within the teams and the playing side, and also within the referees side. So again, as long as it's not like overly obtrusive in terms of the flow of the game.
How closely did you follow the All-Star game from the respect of what Josie did? I know he got in late, and Jay too in the homegrown game. Did you sort of see them play, and where did you go?
I didn't see the homegrown game. I have the second half on my computer to watch just to see. I got some feedback. Tim was there and other guys were there, and thought Jay did quite well. I haven't again watched it. I watched the All-Star game. I was curious because I didn't want Josie to be out there too many minutes, so I watched more closely to make sure that he was, or to hope that he wasn't going to be out there for too long. And all of that was fine. I thought it was good for him to get a run around, to be out there. In the grand scheme of things, he is an all-star in this league, especially when he's in his top form. He is, arguably one of the better forwards in the league, no question. So I thought in that respect, it's good for him to be there.
What are you expecting from New England? It's a place that the team's not had a great deal of success in recent times.
I think at home especially, they're a very aggressive team. They like to play in the opposition's half of the field as much as possible. They press you. They will play direct if they need to play direct. They're not wasting a lot of time and energy in their own half. They're getting the ball into the attacking half of the field, and from there they'll play and they'll get it down and they'll try to break you down. But they have a lot of athleticism. They have some guys who have some craftiness to them as well. So they're a dangerous team. They've gone through a little bit of a lull. I suspect that Jones will be back somewhere on the field, whether it's center back or midfield. Who knows? But I think he's a big part of their mentality and a big part of their team. So I suspect, and we're prepared for him to be back on the field. But to me, they're just a no-nonsense team. They're coming at you. They don't. They're coming at you, and they're coming at you fast, both from a defensive pressure standpoint and from an attacking standpoint. We just need to be prepared to deal with that, and whoever they put on the field, we have to manage those guys appropriately.
Given the amount of goals you've given away on the road, has defense been is that job one?
Yeah, for sure. That's one of our big things, especially as we look at this last game on the road here in this little stretch. The number of goals we've given up in the last 3 or 4 games. For me, a lot of them are just about our concentration and mentality, being more proactive and communicating to each other. If you kind of look at our goals and you source them back, they come from little silly things that should be dealt with before we get ourselves into a reactive state. And so it's with the group recognizing where the breakdown is before we even get ourselves into a tough situation. That's one of the keys. And then the second is just, again, us collectively moving together and reading plays the same way. And right, we have Ahmed, who we are obviously trying to integrate into our team over the course of the week, so that he'll be ready when he gets called upon and gets minutes. So for sure, the defending side is an important part to us. We get the defending right and continue to attack the way we are. We're going to be in really good shape.